Hello guys, so today I got a deck profile for you for the Miracle Strike Gogeta. I really love this deck, I really do. We're going to start out on its front side. It's Goku and Vegeta. It's not a Gogeta card, so I'm not going to be running Soul Punisher or any highest cost Gogeta cards like the 7-drop because you can't have any cards with six energy or higher. And when this card attacks a leader card, you draw a card and you take a life. So it's good self-awakening and draw power. And then when you awaken, you draw a card and you untap an energy. I love that ability to the point where you can do one of each. I feel like untapping 2 energy and drawing 2 cards is just too much. But the balance, I love the balance. And then the awaken side is when it attacks, you draw a card. Then once per turn, choose 1 card in your life and place it in the drop area. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. Negate their skills for the duration of the turn. And this card gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And you can only play cards by Union Fusion for the remainder of the turn. So, this works really, really well. Especially, like, say your opponent's running a lot of barrier cards. You just pop that ability. Boom. No more barrier. If the barrier cards have blocker, it's nullified. It doesn't work. So you can just swing and not worry about their blockers, not worry about their barrier cards. It's really good. And let's get into the deck itself. We're going to be running one of the Bardock progenitors. It's a 1-cost yellow, swap 2 for free, any Goku's lineage, with energy cost of 2. And then when you play this card, you take a life and add it to your hand. So good self-awakening. Now I'm only running one of him because our leader self-awakens. So I figured just one is a nice balance. It's a nice balance. And then we go to 3 adoptive father-son Gohans. It's explanatory why this is in here. I have enough awakening power as is. But it has the same swap 2 ability as the Bardock. And then it also has blocker, which is really good. And I just use him as either blocker or combo fodder, either one, just depending on the situation at hand. And then we run 2 dependable Dynasty Son Gokus. I had this at 4, but I found with the Successor of Hopes that I have in this deck, 2 is just fine. I can just search him with the Successor Hope, or search the 1-drops, or any other, pretty much any swap card with the swap ability. Bring it to my hand. So I just run the 2 of those guys. And then we run 3 Caring Mother Videls. I love this card. It's great support. When you activate its main ability, you send it into rest mode, you draw a card, and then you choose one of your battle cards and give it plus 5k. So, like, say he's on the field, you make him a 20k and you draw a card. It's pretty self-explanatory why she's in there. And I only run the 3 because it was getting a little cloggy with the 4. And then we run, of course, the last of the swap package. It's going to be the Scrambling Assault Son Goten. When you attack with this card, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and you choose one, add it to your hand, and the rest go to the bottom of your deck in any order. Just great card to have in any deck with yellow. And then the last 2 battle cards for the yellow are going to be the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, testing his limits. It's a great card. It has barrier and blocker with double strike. Even though during your turn it gets -5, so it's only a 15k. You can use its auto once per turn, burst the top 5, and then when this card attacks, switch it back to active. So it's pretty much a dual attack, double strike with barrier and blocker. And then we go into the blue battle cards, and we're going to start off with 1 vanilla Super Saiyan Vegeta, just in there for the fusion. It's a 20k combo power for 2 cost. We're going to rarely play these vanilla cards because they cost 2 blue energy, but they are options to play. Then we run 3 of the vanilla Super Saiyan Son Gokus. 20k is for the fusions. Then, of course, we're going to be running 4 Unyielding Spirit Trunks. I cannot stress enough how much this card is amazing. You just combo with him, untap an energy. Keeps your plays going. Keeps them going. Especially if you have more than 2 in your hand, you're just wrecking fools. And then we just run 2 of the Deadly Defender Vegetas. It's pretty much in there just for backup defense. He has barrier. His ability, of course, during your opponent's turn, if your leader card is blue, which he is, and this card is in rest mode, your opponent has to attack this card first, but it gets -5. So it's a 15k defense card, pretty much. Just as backup. And he's in there for fusion as well. And then we run the Resolute Strength Son Goku. It has an evolve. You can evolve him off of the vanilla card right here for 1 energy. And he has barrier. And he also has the ability Burst 5. When he bursts 5, let me get it up and close so that way you guys can see it. When a card evolves into this card, choose 1 card in your life and place it in your drop area. So you're basically critting yourself. But on the bright side, you could choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. Helps out against the Janemba Mill ability because it will stack at the bottom of their deck. So you don't need to worry about them getting back their Janemba. Then choose 1 Deadly Defender Vegeta from your deck or drop area and play it. And then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So you're going to be playing that to get this out pretty much. And just get a nice storm, blue storm with the barriers and the defense. It's really nice because Yellow Storm is more, I found, more aggressive with the attacks, but it doesn't leave you in a good spot to defend. So I figured, a nice yellow attack swap, blue defense swap. Well, we're not really swapping the blue. We're just storming out the blue because it's really cheap to play them. And then, of course, we run our Ultimate Fusion Gogeta. Just pretty much backup win con if the storm doesn't work. It's a double strike. Union Fusion for 2 blue, 2 Veni. Has to be from your hand. You just throw them in the drop area. Sparking 5 is when you play this card, you draw 2 cards and then choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and place them at the bottom of their owner's deck in any order. Then we run, of course, our super combos. It's going to be the North Kai Keeping Watch. I just love him in here because you can combo with him automatically, even on turn 1. And then if your life is at 4 or less, you draw a card. This deck self-awakens really fast. A couple test plays, I self-awakened on turn 2. I even self-awakened on my first turn on 1 game, which was amazing. And then we run 3 Successor of Hopes. It's just in there to get out our Bardock, Grandpa Gohans, or our Gokus. Our 2 Gokus that we run. That's it. That's the only reason this is in here. If I see those cards early, I'll just use this as energy, plain and simple. I won't search out anything really with it. But it is nice to have if you don't pull if you pull this instead of the Bardock, you use this to search your Bardock for free, and then start your swap. This is just to help the swap get going. Because I found without this in the deck, if I don't draw my swap package on turn 1, it's not gonna last long. And then we got, of course, our mandatory legendary flute. Even though it's limited to 1, must play. And if your blue's leader, if your leader is blue, not your blue's leader. When you play this card, choose 1 of your or your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and return it to its owner's hand. And if this card was your battle card, you draw a card. So you swap out your Goten, play this, you bring it back, you draw a card, you attack with your leader, you take a life, you draw a card. So that's 3 cards you drew, and then you got your Goten back, and then since you unyielded, you can tap your energy to play your Bardock and take a life, which is another draw power, and then attack with him, and then swap out him for your Goten to attack again and get another draw. Really good combos going with this. And then I'm going to be running 4 Sensu Beans, of course. I'm missing 2 right now because I'm letting my friend borrow those. He loves my Sensu Beans. I don't know why. He has 8 of them already, but he just needs my other 2 just to finish another deck. But yeah, Sensu Beans pretty much mandatory, like everyone else says in blue decks. Choose up to one of your cards. It gains plus 5k for the duration of the turn. Then untap 2 energy. And then we're running our combos now. We're running 2 Bad Ring Lasers. This is really good, especially if you actually run it with this leader. But I don't really like this leader. He's Burst. I hate Burst. I don't care what anyone says. Burst is trash. It's not gonna be helpful in the long run with the cards coming out in the future. That's just my prediction. But I mean, he is a good leader if you play him right. But it's I don't know. I just hate the Burst. I hate it. But yeah, like I was saying, you could actually use his active main. So you say you're going for game, right? So you activate his main ability, and then they counter. You Bad Ring it. They're done. They can't stop anything for the duration of the turn. It's great. But that's why I run 2 Bad Rings, because I'm gonna counter and counter, and the only way they can really counter my counter is if they counter my counter that's countering their counter, if that makes any sense. And then we're just going to be running our last 4 cards. That's going to be Dimension Magic. Of course, it's in there because it's a counter attack, and if you have 5 in your graveyard, you can play this for free by taking a life and untapping. You untap 2 energy when it's played. So you can either tap 1 to play this and then restand and untap another one, or you could take a life and then untap 2. That is the deck. I've had a lot of fun with this deck. I'm not going to lie. Especially since it's the movie leader Gogeta. No one's really expecting a certain style of gameplay. Like, they're just probably going to be expecting, your basic 5-drop Gogetas, your Fusion to Gogeta cards, like your Fusion Reborn Gogeta, or Vegeta and Goku, whatever they're called. The ones that untap an energy and draw you a card when you fuse with them. It's just, they're just expecting like the basic like meta cards. There's a lot of meta cards in here, like the swap package. But like your testing his limits, they're not expecting that. They're not expecting the vanillas in there. They're not expecting the deadly defenders with the resolute strength combo. It's just mean. It's a mean deck, and I love it. But that's going to do it for me tonight. I'm going to actually have the day off tomorrow, so I'm going to go to a tournament and just see how it works. Test plays, I came away 5-2. I did lose one game against Hirudegan Storm, and then I did lose another one against Janemba. The only reason I lost against Janemba was because I conceded. I had an emergency, actually I had to go to, so I just couldn't finish up the test play with it. But I was doing good. I was doing really good, and especially with this Resolute Strength Son Goku, he was pissed because he wasn't able to use his Janemba effects. He was hurting. He was hurting bad. And even though I only have 3 of in here, that's all you need to stop Janemba. That's all you need, really. It is all you need. And Janemba being a top meta deck, it's just ridiculous how easy it is to combo the current meta when you just play your cards right. Like, Storm is easily defeatable if you know how to play against it. Cell Chain. I hated Cell Chain when I first started playing, and let me tell you this, people hate me now because I just don't worry about Cell Chain. Oh, you're getting your Cell Chain out? Oh, sorry. I'm going to KO your cell, and then I'm going to just continue your beat down. Like, I don't care you're taking me down to 3. I'm keeping the 3 best cards I have in my hand, and it's going to be enough to destroy you. Like, I just know how to play around it. Decks really well now. I really love this game. This is like probably my second favorite card game. Or sorry, third favorite card game. First was Magi Nation. That game was just amazing. Second is, of course, Dragon Ball Z. Panini's version or Score's version. They were both good. And then, of course, this comes in third. But as of right now, since this is the only game that's being played in my top 3, this is my go-to game. So I'll let you guys know how it goes at the tournament on a future update video. I'm going to start doing some update videos just on what's going on with my tournaments and what's going around town, any rumors, you know. But yeah, that was my deck profile. Hope you liked it. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you soon.